Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the No Plan B podcast with Kris Anderson again from last week. Big fan favorite, Mr. Dogbite. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about my story. Flip it. My turn.
It's my turn. I get to ask all the questions.
Sure. Yeah, your turn. Yeah. And then kind of how I started. My story started a long time ago. So I started 5 years ago now, over 5 years ago. If you guys forgot, Kris had started this. Are you at 2 years yet?
We keep saying 18 months, but it's been just about 18 months.
Just about 18 months.
Just about 18 months.
So Kris has been here 18 months. I've done it for 5 years. And so the company that I started in of Performance Windows was not the company that you came into.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, all right, so to paint the picture, so
Okay.
Performance Windows isn't that old.
Correct.
In the sense, in relevance to but
April of 2020.
Where was the company at? What was its size? How much were they making at the time? How many reps were there when you came into it? Because it's a totally different playing field than what I got.
Yeah, I had a pretty primitive version of the company that we have today. When I started, the company started in April of 2020. I started in January to February of 21. So the company is maybe 9 months old, 9 to 10 months. And then I probably pass off the script in the 10th month so it's within a year.
Yeah.
Within a year of when the company started. So there was 8 to 10 knockers probably. And I remember there's maybe 3 or 4 closers, counting Kyle Deaver, the owner. And then Levi was like standing market owner at the time. Kind of like what you are now. That's kind of just what Levi was for PG.
Yeah. How was the office? Because the office that I have, the office that I came into, it's like a nice office building.
Office space?
Yeah, because like the actual physical building, because I come in, it looks like a sales organization. You got a bunch of guys in there. You got a bunch of names on a board. There's people there. There's some stuff happening.
When you started, we had 28 knockers and 8 closers.
Yeah, stuff's moving. And so it's easy for me to walk into the room and be like, okay, this is sales. Oh, there's a lot of successful. There's people making a lot of money. But for you, obviously I know you a little bit, but for you walk in and there's not a whole lot of people.
It's very small business.
And so
the office was about the size of this room. I mean, it's right. maybe a bit bigger, but folding chairs, whiteboard.
Yeah.
10 dudes.
Like straight up like original, like if you envisioned a company starting.
That's what it was.
Little dinky room with a whiteboard, markers, and a bunch of dudes like, all right, guys, let's figure it out.
They had the script. They had just changed the script from their prior company a bit, because the script we use now qualifies the homeowner way more than the version that Levi had before. So it improved the quality of the sets, and so they did that. They did a bunch of other stuff. Zach Keller was already there, and then Matt Monson was there, and a couple other people. But yeah, very primitive. You know, we were all knockers, except for a couple people, and every closer at that time is no longer, like, I think half of them aren't even selling windows anymore. So it's cool because a lot of those knockers actually still are. That original room is actually a very high quality room. Yeah. A lot of people ended up becoming market owners and promoting like from that room alone. So it was kind of cool, like the density of high performers that we had so early. Huge blessing to have that many people in just a room. But yeah, I walk in. So to backpedal, I had started at Home Depot. That was like the job that I got after my mission.
Yeah. Totally different background.
Yeah. So I worked at Home Depot. When I got home from my mission, I went to Taiwan. I came back and I went to CGCC, which is Chandler Gilbert Community College. And then just because my high school grades were like 3 something, and to get to BYU, you needed like a little bit higher. And so I went to CGCC, try to get my GPA up because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. Feeder school type thing and then go into it.
I was fully committed to like, you go to college to get a better job.
The system.
Route.
Yeah. Play the game.
I didn't know that there were other avenues out there because I had not been told. So I was just naive. So I work at Home Depot. I water plants.
How long were you there? Like timeline?
2.5 years.
That's crazy.
2.5 years. A while. Yeah, not Yeah, I got like patches on my apron.
Nice.
Like my orange apron for like being there.
Like been here since. It's more than just the year.
Correct. It was like I got my 2-year patch. I've been here for 2 years. There's people I worked with that had like 30 years.
Yeah. Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, 30. I'm not even that old. So that's pretty crazy.
What was your, because obviously Utah's minimum wage is different than Arizona. What was your minimum?
Transferred.
So what were you?
$14.
14 an
and
hour.
A quarter.
Well, 14.25.
14.25, yeah.
Threw that in there. There you go.
Yeah.
14.25.
The quarter was because I spoke Mandarin.
No way.
Yeah. If I only spoke English, it'd be 14. Because I spoke Chinese, it was a quarter more.
Nice. Yeah.
All that work for a quarter,
Nice.
an hour. Yeah.
How is that with the school? So juggling between school and work. Were you paying for school, or were you on scholarships when you were going to college?
No, I just got student loans and
Yeah.
paid the minimum, and my parents were like helping me the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, they were keeping the payments. Like they didn't just fork over the cash, but yeah, I got FAFSA and it approved me, and I got regular student loans.
So obviously, I know you a little bit more because we work together all the time. But so go into a little bit about your living situation, because it's like, dude, you're working at Home Depot, you're in a dorm.
I lived in a basement.
You're not even in a dorm, in a basement. Okay?
On a couch. I was couch surfing.
That's insane. So you're.
I had no closet.
Like out of a suitcase?
I did.
Basically, it's straight up living out of a suitcase.
I did live out of a suitcase.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
You can ask my roommate Bryce at the time.
It's a suitcase.
I was living out of a suitcase. I slept on the couch.
And
I was dating a girl at the time. We were pretty serious. It was good. Like, I think a lot of strain from what was going on in that period of my life was because COVID had just happened. So the company, March 2020 is kind of like COVID first
blew up,
hit, and then the kids think they're getting out of school for 2-3 weeks, and then they just never got out of. They never went back. But that was March 2020. April 2020, performance starts. So it's kind of perfect to do a door-to-door company because now everyone's stuck at home.
Right.
If you think about it. So that was like a
perfect storm.
I'm not going to call it a blessing, but in the light of starting a door-to-door company, it was pretty good timing because, Con Levi didn't do that on purpose. And then they're doing that in 2020. And then by that point, me and my girlfriend at the time had, not together, but we both had gotten our grades up and got accepted into BYU. So we both get accepted to BYU, and we both caravan to Utah together. So we go to Utah. My parents end up moving back up there too. But now I live in Provo, like on University. So like you could walk to downtown Provo where the temple is. I was pretty close to that. And I transferred to that Home Depot. I was still just watering plants and merchandising sometimes. Pay didn't change. And
that's cool. I guess.
If
you look at it, because it's like Arizona, Utah.
Arizona's was higher.
Yeah.
So I was actually being paid more than the people next to me because the wage transferred. But
nice.
Not a lot going on. College was a joke. BYU at the time, it was ridiculous. So none of my classes were in person because COVID was like mid thing. Everyone had to stay in their rooms. And so I had a private room. I didn't share with anybody. And I was staying, I had my computer where you have to have your camera set up. They like made us all buy webcams and
it's like a whole thing. Yeah,
it was a whole thing. So you Canvas now, and I went to BYU campus like for school twice, and I was there for a year and a half, probably because I did my associates at CGCC, or at least part of it, and then I finished my associates and was like partway into my sophomore junior year at BYU. So I go there and I get my books, and then at the end of the year I return my books.
That was it.
So I never.
So you sat in a room basically.
I never used the books.
Nice.
So the syllabus is like what the teachers give you to like buy the books and what books you need. I didn't use a single book, and they made us buy those. And like I paid
they're not
money.
cheap. Yeah, they're not cheap.
Yeah, never cracked
never
it
opened
open.
it. Nope. Nice.
No, and I felt at that time that I think COVID messing up my college experience was actually important for me to know that college was kind of dumb. At least what I was doing. So I was going to school for computer engineering and minor in Chinese because I speak Chinese. what was so crazy is that if COVID never happened, I think it would have been normal enough for me to accept the reality in the world it was.
To just go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Be stuck in the
system. It would have been much
Yeah.
easier to go with that because everyone else is doing it. I could have kept all of that going and the world is just normal. And the COVID exposed the stupidity of
You're sitting in a room.
the school system.
Yeah. The show.
Correct.
Behind the curtain type of thing.
Well, my homework assignments went from like some daily, got some essays here, some pop quizzes here, some group thing there, and I was getting like homework once a week. So my professors stopped showing up to their own classes. They were there, but it was like half the time it was supposed to be on the calendar.
It's like late to their own classroom type
Sometimes.
thing.
Yeah, I wasn't getting assignments because they didn't want to grade them. And like it was just
didn't
this.
feel like it.
Yeah, and AI hadn't come out yet. It wasn't a thing. So everyone is fully at home just cheating. Everyone's cheating at BYU.
I believe it, yeah.
Like literally at that time, the professors didn't care. No one checked. All the assignments were dumb, and they were like open note. So I guess it wasn't cheating. They're like open note. But on all the tests and stuff, we were doing tests off camera. They would like send us a test.
And you got Google right there.
No, we could do it whenever we wanted. We just scan our doc when we're done and send it back.
That's crazy.
So teacher's not watching, they're not watching. And I was like, you can't check me. You can't check my assignment.
Trust but verify. There's no verifying. It's impossible to verify.
There was no verification because there's no AI. There was no like thing that could monitor you. It had just rocked the world. So none of the infrastructure to check all that.
They weren't ready for
We're
it.
ready. And they didn't care to be, to be fair.
That's part of it too.
There
yeah.
was no steps to get to that point. And yeah, so at that point I was like, man, why am I doing this? And I was half-assing all my assignments. I wasn't happy. The girl our relationship was deteriorating. I was in the worst physical shape of my life. I probably had $20 at a time. So in college, I'm flipping furniture on Marketplace to just get gas money. So I would filter for free, and then I would go pick up the thing for free
and sell it
for like $50 if it was like a chair.
just to make it work.
Just to make someone will give me $50 for this thing, and it was like a tank of gas. And yeah, it was pretty rough. And so the girl I was dating at the time worked at Chick-fil-A. There was like a YSA game night that one of her coworkers was hosting. Ended up being Matt Monson. So he was hosting a board game night at his house.
So you've never heard of performance sales, nothing? No. Home Depot, schoolroom.
I've been recruited from other sales companies. That's not true.
Okay.
So I never heard performance, no idea.
Never heard of it.
I didn't know people bought windows.
It's not even a thing.
I wasn't old enough. When you're an adult, you like backsplashes and tile.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like a
that
new
aisle
roof
of the
or
store, new roof. You're like, oh yeah, cool.
new AC unit.
I was 21. So I was 21 years old.
Oblivious to it.
Didn't care.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Yeah, I'm not sitting there worried about the windows, or I didn't know people even bought those, to be honest. That's like the truth. I thought the windows
It's just there.
It's just glass, keeps the wind out. And so I had been at Chandler Gilbert a year prior. There's two funny things. The first thing is that at CGCC, Vivint had put up a table during a job fair. And one of the guys took me to Topgolf to like wine and dine me. And all he did the whole time was tell me how much money he made. And he was maybe 5'5". Not that that's bad. That's fine, the short kings. Yeah. But he just bragged the whole time about like how sales just blessed him. And I get it, but it didn't
sell to you. He's just telling
me.
He
wasn't selling it well.
Yeah.
Like he was like, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Coming off in a bad way.
I don't like to recruit that way. I think that's a little bit weird. I like to just tell people how it helped me. Like, hey, it's
help, not to show off in a light. It's like, hey, no, this changed my life.
It's kind of the angle is like, look what this would do for you. You should come and do this, and it's pointing like you should stop what you're doing and like come do this because look at me. And to me, that's like super weird.
It's abrasive, yeah.
It's a little abrasive.
It's a little abrasive.
And for me, I'm always like, this is what it's done. This is what it's done. My wife doesn't need to work. I bought a house in a world that honestly seems like no one can afford one.
Dream car,
all the things,
multiple dream cars, all the fun
whatever.
stuff. Yeah.
And to me, that's what works better. And he wasn't doing that. So it was a little off-putting. I never talked to that guy again. It felt like a frat. So old zone leaders from my mission that I haven't spoken to since my mission, like 4 years ago. Hey, what's up, bro?
Out of the blue.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, everybody gets them. It's like you get back and it's like, dude, you've never maybe crossed paths with.
Once. Couple of them once or twice.
Yeah, sat down next to him during a lunch, and you get a random message out of the blue. It's like, dude, you look. I just got one.
Sup, dog?
I got one just the other day. It's like,
you
dude,
look like a killer.
You look like a closer. He said that, and I was like, he straight up just
as the intro.
Yeah.
Wow.
You look like a closer, and it's like, I know he didn't even like look at the profile.
That you're in sales.
Yeah,
that's funny. So yeah, I've had those texts. So I'd heard of sales. I generally know door to door.
It existed.
I generally know it existed. I had a couple friends of mine from high school that post about it, but no, I had the ick to use that. Yeah. I had completely been like, no. To me, it was just like showing off a bunch of like AirPods because everyone just. It's like, how many AirPods do you got to win to like not like AirPods anymore? I feel like everybody gives out AirPods. And like a snowboard with your name on it. If you get X number of sales, it's like, dude, I'd rather have the money. Can I like liquidate that snowboard?
Get something that I want, yeah.
And just pay me a bunch of money. I'll buy my own snowboard with my name on it. So that was my thing. It always felt weird. It was more than I was making, but to me, it didn't seem, like I said, it's a fraternity type culture. It was very off-putting. And Matt didn't give me that at all.
So you go to it's obviously you and your significant other at the time, you go to a game night.
Yeah.
How do you meet Matt? Does he come up, shake your hand, or is it like you guys just sat next to each other?
There's only 6 people.
So there's not a lot of people. Okay.
Yeah, there's 3 couples.
Was it supposed to be like all the Chick-fil-A workers and only you guys showed up type of thing?
Whatever. It was a +1.
Whatever it was.
Hey, we're going to a game night.
There's 6 people total.
Cool.
You're one of the 6, so there's 5 other people.
Yes.
And do you sit next to him? Does he come shake your hand? Like, how does he introduce himself?
We played Werewolf.
Okay.
It's like what's the Hitler one?
Oh, I got you. Yeah, it's the
Finding
whatever
Hitler. Or
it's like
Evil Hitler.
Whatever it is. Everybody gets like a card. Like
and it's like one of you's. It's like Imposter.
Sure.
Essentially, Imposter, but it plays on your phone. That was my first time playing it. It's still one of my favorite games, by the way.
No,
I love Werewolf.
Yeah.
But we play, and the thing about Matt is that he was very personable. And if you know who Matt, if you're listening to this and you know Matt,
easiest person to talk to.
Very easy guy to talk to. He's very analytical, very logically minded, pretty sound. And
he's just a good dude.
He's a good dude. He's not embellishing anything. And so we're playing this game. And it's near not the end of the night, but maybe mid. He's kind of like, hey, what do you do for work?
Slides it in there.
Yeah, probably to just ask. And I think he was putting me on trial that first bit to see if I was even worth the recruit.
All right.
Because he didn't try to recruit the other guy. Maybe I ended up recruiting that third guy later. So he actually ended up coming and selling. But Matt talks to me. He's like, "Hey, what do you do?" I'm like, "Yeah, I work at Home Depot. It's not that great. I'm full-time school, part-time work. It's not meant to make the big bucks."
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, well, I mean, I just started this window thing. That window thing." Which at the time is actually like a pretty good representation of.
It was just a window thing.
Just a window thing.
There's a bunch of dudes doing a window thing. Yeah.
And he tells me that he made $3,000 last week. He started 3 weeks before me. Yeah, 3 weeks before, at least before that point. So.
How long would it have taken you? So you're working part-time at Home Depot. How long would you have worked at Home Depot?
My shift started at 5 a.m.
That's disgusting.
5 to 10.
How long? That's like blue collar. Yeah, it's blue collar. Yeah. Like those hours. That's when everybody's up doing. That makes sense. How long would you be at Home Depot working? 14.25 because you speak Mandarin in order to make that he made. What was it? A couple of days?
The week before he made $3,000.
So he made $3,000 in a week.
Yeah.
How long would you be at Home Depot in order to make the $3,000?
3 months.
So you're like foaming.
It's $1,000 a month.
Are you like
I was
foaming?
making less than $1,000 a month.
Are you foaming at the mouth when he drops that, or are you just kind of like, that's unreal?
I tried to picture it. I tried to even picture 4 digits in my account.
Wow.
He would have impressed me with less. Like if he said $1,000 a week, I think I still would have been recruited.
Wow.
Like I wasn't, I didn't have a high bar. I wasn't happy. I was like depressed at the time.
You're stuck. You can't get ahead at that. You're stuck in the same spot. You're stuck in this little system that we're talking about. They don't care. The professor barely shows up.
I felt stuck. Like I half liked my degree. I was just doing it because I built a computer before. Like I didn't know. I figured it was fine. He told me $3,000, and to me it was palatable. Like he wasn't saying like $1 billion. Like I didn't make $1 million last month.
It wasn't like I made 30 G's
Nope.
last week. It was like, no, it's touchable.
Three. I was like, okay, cool. And to me, that's a lot more than I was making, yet in the zone that I could believe it. So I did. I believed him.
Relevant, yeah.
I totally did.
Okay, so then what's the follow-up with that? Does he start talking about the window thing, or do you start asking questions?
Yeah, he starts explaining the job.
Okay.
You blah, blah, blah. It's door to door. We have a script. It's super simple. There's not a whole lot to get wrong.
It's a window thing.
If I do it, I'm talking to you for this last hour. I think you could do it. Like, you're more than capable, even just like since talking to you. So he's trying to pump me up, make me feel good about myself. And then he's like, well, yeah, I mean, if you want to check it out, don't quit your job or anything. Like, just come and meet the owners.
Check it out.
Yeah, and I get lunch. I don't go to a meeting. I go to lunch with Kyle and Levi and Matt at Mo Betta's, the one in PG. It's actually across from corporate now.
That's so funny.
And
that's funny.
that was my first time meeting Kyle and Levi. I was in a Mo Betta's.
It's good food, by the way.
They have one here now in Phoenix. So
AJ agrees.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah.
But yeah, talk to them. Kyle, I remember him being so blunt. Like he's like, yeah, if you're gonna be in school, we don't need you. He was a hard takeaway.
Straight.
Hard.
Yeah.
Like I was like, well, I don't have any money. Like I have no savings.
I do need.
I was like, no, I want to work for you guys. I love the earning potential. It sounds great. I've never done commission. Honestly, a lot of the same concerns that a lot of people have.
The basic stuff. It's like, hey, I
never had a job that paid me for my work. I've only had jobs that paid me for my time.
The safety feeling, the safety net. I get paid.
When you work for your time, you're guaranteed it because it's for your time.
Right.
I'd only ever worked jobs that were for my time. So there's the discrepancy isn't that sales isn't guaranteed. When you have a system that works, money's actually guaranteed in sales. That's the thing.
Right.
Bad system, sure. I mean, whatever.
It's luck of the draw at that point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just like schmoozing people over at that point. Whoever's the most charismatic wins. But when you have a system that actually is just printing, you can insert yourself in and it will print for you. It won't just not print for you.
You're the one.
And it does for everybody else.
Right.
That's not how it works. Now I know that. Then I didn't know that. So they're telling me, yeah, we got the script, we got the system, you just follow suit, you'll be paid. And so this is embarrassing. But I told them that I wanted to wait 2 weeks or more. It was like maybe 3 weeks.
Oh, don't tell me.
I was getting a tuition reimbursement from Home Depot.
Oh, it is from Home Depot. I thought you were going to say from school.
It's
I was like,
one of those.
You were one of those, I need to get a bonus.
Tuition reimbursement.
Yes.
$2,500 for the year. Yeah, it was a $2,500 reimbursement. I was not going to put any of that money towards my reimbursement and just use it to live for. It was 4 months of my bills. Like 3 to 4 months of my bills. Very low. Like I said, I lived on a couch. So it's not like my rent was a lot.
Right.
And I was like, okay, if I do that, the chances that I make 0 sales in 4 months are 0. Like
right.
I wish I didn't. But like later on, I ended up doing better than I thought I would. So I wish I would have just started those 3 weeks, but whatever. I did do that, and Kyle made fun of me for it for a while.
Probably still, if he watches this, he's going to bring it up.
He would. No, I mean, yeah,
clip that.
He mentions it to people.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That So what? Those 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks now. So you went the 3 weeks. You didn't start. You didn't start.
I did like evenings.
Sure.
And I did onboarding. I shadowed some people. I didn't start full time until I got that tuition reimbursement.
Okay. So during that
but
time,
I worked.
You're working.
No sales.
Yeah.
Because you need momentum.
Because you can't. Yeah. So are you doubting during that time because you're like kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out because you're only doing part time or?
No, I think I was self aware to know that it was.
You need to be.
I'm not working all the time, so it's not my fault, or it is my fault. So, no, I wasn't discouraged at all.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. At that time, so there's 3 weeks that pass. You're kind of in and out. Where is Matt at in this? Because Matt's a big player.
Full-time knocker.
It's full-time knocker.
Yeah, so he's out actually doing the job.
Is he a closer yet? Or
No.
Not yet.
No, okay. He's a knocker.
How long did it take Matt to be closer?
2 months. How many? I don't know, 2 or 3.
Okay.
But I was a month behind him. So my second month, he was a closer. So he qualified that month. So we overlapped like a month as knocker together.
Okay. And how long did it take to qualify for you?
3.
Yeah.
So learning curve month.
Right.
I got 5 sales, and then my second month I did 12, and then my third month I did 14.
Yeah. Just right out the gate. Well, something that we joke about too is here we do a bonus for recruits. And to make a fun little mention, you made more money recruiting your first month than you did actual just sales.
I had more recruits than sales.
Right.
Yeah, I had 6 recruits my first month. Before I had 6 sales, I had 5 sales. And so the bonus is $2,000 per recruit. I made $12,000 recruiting and like 5
in sales.
In sales and commission.
Which still is crazy because looking back at
I was on cloud 9.
Life changed. Everything changed.
My first sale was like life changing.
So what do you do? So you make the money. So this is the deal. It takes a second. It doesn't just instantly just go to your bank account. It takes a moment. What do you do with your first paycheck? Is this like a hey, start planning then? Did you already have a plan?
I only had 1 sale my first week.
Okay.
So the old pay scale was much less.
Yes.
So my big check was $750.
Which is crazy.
It was a month of work for me.
Right.
Yeah, so I had earned a month and a day for me. So the rate was just my brain didn't even fully. When you're broke, when you like don't have money, you see the world in hours.
Because you work hours.
Because you work hours.
For your time.
Yes. So when you don't have money.
So did you like calculate how many hours that would have taken?
Instantly. I knew. I was like, that's like 2 weeks and a half.
That's ridiculous.
And like when you're broke and you need to buy a shirt.
You look at it as hours. That's crazy.
That's a 5-hour shirt.
To work for it.
Yes. This shirt doesn't cost me $50. It cost me 5 hours. Is this shirt worth 5 hours of my life? I think that's why a lot of parents that raise kids and the kids break something like a TV or they throw in a vase or whatever, is because a lot of people who don't make enough money, it's like the TV falls over and they spent thousands on that. It's like, oh, that's like 3 weeks or a month of work.
Yeah, it's to save up for it.
And so the reaction isn't because the TV is not replaceable. The TVs are everywhere.
It's the time and
it's the time allocated, and I had reversed that now with my first sale, which was $750 in my first week or so, and I was floored. I thought I was God's gift to Windows. God's gift to Windows.
You made it.
I'm the man.
You made it.
I can retire. 3 digits in my account, dude.
You can get pizza. For the night.
Did.
Yeah.
Little Caesars hooked me up. And it was like, I was so proud, and I went completely off script for the next 2 weeks after. And it cost me a lot of money.
I want to make fun of you, but you
did it for I did it for 2 weeks. You did it for like 4 months.
2-3 months. Borderline, yeah. So it's like, I want to jab, but it's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
You were there. I mean, we did the same thing.
Well, mine was, you learned a lot faster. I was a blunt object.
You were further ahead. I didn't know why I wasn't getting paid.
No clue.
No, there wasn't like beyond script, like this whole, it's all the time.
Because you
it
guys.
was such a young company.
It's a window thing at this point. It's not a direct, you're figuring out. We didn't have knocking partners. Systems.
Like we didn't.
Yeah, you're putting systems in place. You're figuring out what systems work best.
A lot of it's I'm learning on the fly.
That's crazy though.
So Kyle and Levi were really good trainers, but the formalities of be on script all the time. We didn't have Zero. We didn't have an app to record. So I'm going out and out setting. They don't know that I'm off script.
They're just... Yeah.
So none of the trainings I got were you're off script. Because I wasn't. In the meeting, I'm on script.
Because you're...
In front of Colin Levi.
Practice all-star.
Yeah. No, I go out and not do it. Yep. So in that 3 weeks that I'm waiting for my tuition reimbursement, my partner at the time had broken up with me. Which was like, even to this day, a pretty monumental chapter, page turn of my life. So it was a new time.
Well, for you guys said you'd envisioned life. You're at the point, like we talked about.
We were engaged before.
Well, we talked about last week, where it's like you envision a life. The guys, we do this. We like in your head, you're going to bed, head's on the pillow, and you're thinking about life, like where you see yourself, and you're at a spot where it's like this person's in your life, and then they're gone. So it's a relatable thing.
So I had to go to therapy.
Yeah.
So I was having heart palpitations. I was 40 pounds underweight. I weighed 160. So I'm not supposed to weigh 160. I was way too light. I had to go back to my parents' house. I couldn't stay at my place. I had to go
surround
myself with people so I didn't go insane. And I was in a really, really bad headspace when I first started. That was in the 3 weeks before I started that she broke up with me.
Okay. So there's a lot leading up to all of this.
I am not good mentally my first day of work. Not because of work. Not because of the job. Not because I was broke. It was totally personal.
Right.
And I still got paid my first week. It's because I was on script that I got paid. It was nothing that I did.
Right.
But I said it right. And the homeowner that I was talking to certainly didn't know I was feeling that way.
So for you, you're going through all of this. How were you able to not, and like you just said, not show the homeowner? Because you've seen people. You could talk to people, and it's like, they're going through something. Mm-hmm. You can see it.
Sure.
And you almost, like an actor, like, did you feel like you were acting, not showing it, or how?
Completely. Yeah, it was not real at all.
Okay. So you're able to block that out while talking to strangers.
Yeah.
No one had any idea type thing.
No one had any idea.
Hit it.
No sale I had that first year would have.
Any idea.
Oh, that guy was great. He loved his job.
He loved his life. Mm-hmm. Everything's perfect. Sunshine and rainbows.
Mm-hmm. Everyone would have just assumed I was okay. Including people that I was with.
Yeah.
I didn't let anybody see.
So totally different scenario, but similar in the sense of you had every reason to use and mope and whine and wallow, but you used the job. What was because for me, it's like mine, I don't know. I had my reasons of why I used performance windows as my key and as my reason, and used the things that happened as a reason to do well. What were like your reasons to do that? In the sense of what drove you to continue with performance, even though all that was life's going on, falling apart. Going home is like, was it like therapeutic to just forget about everything?
So, to preface that,
okay,
because that's a long-winded answer.
Yeah, it was a long question. There's a lot to unpack there.
I can unpack it. I know the answer, but to preface, I really do hope she's okay now.
Genuine.
I do. No bad blood. Like I haven't spoken to her since.
Yeah, no bad feelings, no harm wished, no ill.
She's married, I'm married.
Perfect.
We're adults now.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was a huge chapter of my life that I needed to go through, right? I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy. Heartbreak is crazy. And whenever I was not at work, I couldn't bear it. I would have to lay down all the time. I was sleeping a lot.
It's quiet.
I would try to keep it quiet. I would go to the gym, just move some stuff, move some heavy weight, run. I got super in shape because I didn't eat, couldn't stomach anything. This isn't the reason I preface that is that this is probably an old version of her. So it sounds like I'm talking bad on it. I wasn't the best partner either at that time, admittedly. But it was just a whole toxic thing. And at the time, over the course of that relationship, I had been taught from not her, but the relationship had taught me that me working on myself to get me better is selfish. Yep. To be a selfless person would mean to abandon my own things that I need to do at the expense of my partner. So that's not true. That's incredibly toxic, actually.
Right.
Now that I'm older and it's been 6 years. But no, at the time, I fully believe that. I was like, yep, I need to sacrifice everything. If she's sad, if she has a stressful day, that is a direct reflection on how I am as a man.
Oh.
That is my fault.
Okay.
So I have this perfection burden on my back, and that stress
with everything
honestly made me probably unbearable to be with on her front.
Right.
It was both. I mean, I probably wasn't good to be around. She wasn't good to be around. COVID didn't let us leave the house ever. So we have this like stupid cabin fever of like just not getting outside.
Right.
And it had taught me that was normal. That doing anything for yourself was selfish. That's what I truly believe that at the time. And so what really, I'll answer your question now. So what helped me motivate me through that? It wasn't easy. It's easier said than done. But what happened was actually my first sale. And it wasn't the money. 0% of the money would have kept me at this job. It wasn't at all the reason that actually made me moved to like actually take it seriously. I remember it was February or March for my first sale. Probably February, if I remember it. So snow's on the ground.
It's cold.
Cold. We're knocking in parkas.
Screw that.
On my phone.
Not a fan.
I can't like type. I gave my phone to homeowners so they could fill in the Trello.
You're kidding.
The schedule. Because the
phone wouldn't read your finger.
It wouldn't read my finger.
That's crazy. Okay, so it's cold.
So I'm giving the homeowner and coaching them how to fill out the app.
Put your address.
Yeah.
Put
so
your phone number.
That, and then the description's down there though. So I need you to click this. Number.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I'm knocking, and I'm with Matt Monson, so he's my knocking partner. So I'm on one side of the street, he's on the other. It's in Spanish, I think. I think we're in Spanish, and we're going down this hill. The neighborhood's on a little bit of a hill. It's a $400,000 home neighborhood. So we're going down, and I'm on a corner. I knock the door, say the pitch, doesn't set, whatever. And then I turn off that porch, and Matt is across the street. And he looks like the kid from A Christmas Story when he's like wearing the parka. Remember his mom like puts all the little, he looks like the Michelin Man because he can't move. Yeah. So Matt's like
dancing,
jumping up and down like this with his arms up and down.
Oh.
And he's like, let's go. You got paid. Like, oh, from like across the street. And
it's like the Christmas.
I have like earmuffs on and like so my ears don't freeze off. So I was probably 3 feet tall. So I'd be like knee deep.
That's disgusting.
And I'm like, and it's kind of sad now, but do you know what I thought? Like he said that, do you know what I thought first thing? Oh, who got paid? There's no way something good could have happened to me.
Surely not mine. Someone else in the office.
No, that's a good thing that happened, and there's no way that was for me. Because good things don't happen to me.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. First thing I thought. And so I said, who got paid? I mean, I'm not evil.
No, you're not.
I want to hear who got paid.
Like,
I mean,
hype them up and
these
whatever,
are nice guys. I mean, they're on my team. And he says, you. And he runs over and he grabs my shoulders like this and he keeps jumping up and down like this.
Like excited.
Yeah, he was so happy for me. And he actually hugged me. So he put his arms around me like this and he keeps jumping up and down. And then I have to start jumping up and down.
Or else it looks weird. Yeah.
It looks weird. So I just start up and jumping down. Start jumping up and down. And I didn't know what to feel. I had been taught to not feel this way. Good about myself.
Right.
I had been groomed to like no longer feel good about me. And I tried. I mean, I was satisfied, but I didn't feel much. Didn't feel much because I couldn't. Didn't know I was supposed to. Didn't know I could without being selfish. I thought it'd be a selfish feeling to feel.
Trying to figure it out.
Yep. And we finished the day, whatever. I'm stoked. I call my parents. I'm like, hey, I got my first sale. And $750. It was like a 15K sale, so $600 plus 150. Back then, that was the old commission, was $600 plus 1%. And I walk into the meeting the next day, And for market owners listening to this, or frankly, any sales leader, I want you to listen to this part specifically, because there are people probably in your office that are like me, that you don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, you never know.
You'd never know. I was not well. I'm not going to get too morbid, but I was not okay at the time. So I got the sale. I walk into the office, and Kyle and Levi clapped, like they do the clap thing, and everyone in the room clapped for me and like put their hands like,
you did it, dude.
Nice job, dude. Like, yeah, nice job. Your first sale, bro. And I like almost cried. I like almost had to leave.
Like step to the side.
Yeah, I almost had to leave because I in that moment is finally when I was like, oh, I can work really hard for myself because I didn't learn the script for somebody else.
Right.
So the prep. And then I can go out and do the physical work required to say it to people out on a door, and get told no and do all the door-to-door stuff. And then get paid. Have it gain for nobody but me. And Kyle and Levi and the closer, whatever. But technically that knocker commission doesn't partially go to somebody else. That was for me.
Yeah, it's just
I didn't knock that door for somebody else. I was too early. I didn't have a belief in product. I didn't even see the window. I didn't even know.
Fresh.
Totally new. So I'm doing it for me. And I did all that for me. And it worked out. I got paid and everyone was happy for me.
You get a reward.
No one in the room gained from me getting that sale, and everyone was so happy. So I learned that it's like, wow, I can better me, progress myself, develop a skill, get smarter, practice something. And in money has a big stigma. Having money means must mean you have pride. I don't believe that. But there's like a money stigma. If you have money, you get made fun of or whatever.
Sure.
And I made money. Everyone in the room clapped for me. And then Matt was so happy for me. And he didn't get paid a dime. He didn't get paid anything. And I was so moved. Because that was a behavior. It's like at a abused dog. Tail tucked, so they get tail tucked. If you go to hit a dog and they wince, it's like that dog's been hit before because they know what that means. Then you go to hit a dog that's never been hit before and their face doesn't move.
Clueless, yeah.
Yeah, they're clueless because they don't know what abuse is. And so that's how I felt, is that I was like those dogs that you find chained in a box and the owner just like threw them out of a truck.
Yeah,
Scared. Any human contact is like, I'm hurt. So every time they contact the human, I get hit or I get beat. And then you're like that owner, like you find them and you like try to pet them and they're like
resistant to it.
They're a little resistant. I felt like it was that for me, I was that I perfectly describes me as that like little wounded dog. That I was like, no, don't be nice. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. And because I didn't want to get yelled at, I didn't want to like get in a fight. I was used to fighting, being defensive, and I had my guard up like this.
Right.
And then that for me, when Matt was so happy for me, kind of started it. And then when everyone clapped, it was that moment where the dog accepts you and lets you pet it.
You're like, all right, guard's down.
And I was like, oh, I'm safe. I'm safe. None of these people here will hurt me. Cool.
It's genuine. They actually care.
It saved my life. I would not have continued.
Right.
If it wasn't for them being happy for me.
Yeah.
They just said, nice job. And they were so genuine. Matt was jumping. And I hadn't had that kind of affection in long time from a stranger of all people. I just met Matt like 3 weeks prior. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the answer to that question.
Oh, I like that.
What kept you going? It was that. It was them being happy for me and teaching me that I'm allowed I'm allowed to.
You can win.
I can be a winner. You know what? And me winning doesn't put someone else down.
There's enough to go around.
There's plenty to go around.
It's not finite.
Yeah, I'd been taught that it was.
Right.
And I was very excited to be like, you know what? In fact, it's usually the opposite. The more you win,
Others around you also.
yeah, you usually pull up people around you.
No, cool.
Since then, I've totally done that. I mean, I feel blessed to have helped a lot of you guys that are like market owners now and stuff like that. And so that, I mean, that's just a crazy thing. But yeah, that's what kept me going. And then after that, I fell in love. It was
easy. I do want to mention
awesome.
there's a story that's always funny because you mentioned it. So speaking of Matt, because we love Matt, you I don't know where you're at in your timeline, but when you're sitting in the car with Matt, and it's like,
well, this is when I fell in love with sales.
This is what it's because everybody has a trigger moment of like, dude, it spins and it's like the shark in Finding Nemo where the blood hits him and it's
Bruce, he like smells the blood.
Yeah, and everything changes and it's like lights out except horse with blinders.
It's when you want to go get sales instead of like scared to go get sales.
It's a sport. It turns into a sport. Yeah, it's not just because you're hungry, because you have to pay your bills. That's gay. That's lame. I don't know if I get canceled for that, but it's lame. But right. But when it turns into, like you're saying, I can do this for me and enjoy it. Like find enjoyment in it.
And it does nothing but help others as well. So I get better and others gain.
Yeah, and I can
win.
Crazy
concept.
I can win without hurting others and putting others down. I can win and actually just lift everybody around. Up with me, including the customer, especially the customer.
Yeah, especially the installers. They get,
where's the switch? So talking about this little experience.
Yeah, so that's kind of the moment that probably healed me.
Okay.
And like no hyperbole saved my life.
Okay.
Was literally my first sale, and Matt's reaction saved my life.
There you go.
I would say that to him. I think I've told him that before, but if not,
there you go.
Matt saved my life.
There you go.
Matt Monson saved my life.
There you go.
My parents would thank him. And the moment I fell in love with sales, the moment that you're referring to, it was probably a month later.
Okay.
So I have 5 sales now.
You fixed your script. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, I went 2 weeks off.
Okay.
Didn't make a dime. Got my face kicked in. And then finally I'm knocking across from, I forgot who I was knocking across from. I see the face. Anyway, they were like, dude, you're like not saying it.
Not
it wasn't
close.
even a formal shadow. Someone had just told me like across the street that I wasn't saying it.
Just apostasy.
And I hadn't studied it since I had passed it off.
Yeah.
So it's not like I wasn't maliciously.
It's just little piece by piece. And
I didn't appreciate the script for what it was. So
right.
Because I didn't appreciate it, I just kind of said something like it, and which
bad.
It's bad.
Very bad.
Because it's what I thought my newbie, brand new at sales brain thought was like the script. And I didn't understand sales psychology, the psychology of the script. So I'm just like, yeah, it's similar. And looking back, it was probably a bastardization of what it was supposed to be.
Right.
Got 4 sales the week I got back on script.
Crazy how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nuts. Yeah, that was nuts. I made like $4,000 less. The whole commission wasn't that much. $3,000?
Still.
Yeah, I did what Matt said he did. The $3,000 a week. That's what he told me, and I did it. Like the month after he brought me on.
Yeah.
So it made him a truth teller in my eyes, And I'm just kidding. I believed him then. And so I sit in the car. It's probably the first or second of the month. And that month, it was either the month after that, and Matt had just finished like a record month. Oh yeah. So I had qualified my second month, and this is the end of that month.
Okay.
So I've probably made $20,000 by now.
Okay.
Yeah. Less. 15,000 now. So I'm 45 days in.
Okay.
Probably. So I have 5 sales my first. I probably have my 10 of that month. I did 12. So a month's not over. But Matt, that was Matt's first month qualifying. So he was a closer that month.
Okay.
So I'm setting for him. So Matt's closing all my stuff. He breaks the record. All-time record was 440. He did 440. No, he did 422, 425 or something. First time someone did over 400.
Okay.
I believe, which old pricing.
It's crazy.
It was 625 a window for you guys that
No ball.
are no ball.
No ball.
He closed 440. This is what you're talking about. So back then, it was very taboo to talk about what closers made.
Right. It's behind the scenes.
You just like posture up the knocker, like that was the idea back then. And now we have Big Check Friday
yeah, we
on
post
Instagram, where we post
every week,
every best
every
closer's
Friday.
paycheck, where it's someone who makes over
Spotlight.
10K. Yeah.
Right.
So now it's the opposite. But back then, I want you to picture the culture.
You just don't know. Yeah.
No, I didn't even know what the rate was. I didn't know how they were paid. Like, I didn't even know
What the commission was.
I had no idea. I was like, commission, dude, knocker is sick.
This is the best thing in the world.
Which Kyle and Levi probably did intentionally,
yeah.
you know? And we're sitting in his brand new Honda Accord, Matt Monson's, in a LDS church parking lot in Mapleton.
Nice.
And we're knocking Mapleton, and we're eating some food, like Cafe Rio or something, in his car. It was just during the break.
Right.
And he's sitting in his car, and he just bought this thing cash, and which is a big deal.
Which is, yeah.
Both him and I were both not that far removed from both of us not having that much money, right? So now he has this new car. It was like, dude, we spent $20,000 on this car and no payment.
It was
like,
cash.
yo.
Yeah.
And him and I were dapping it up,
Right.
and I'm not a covetous person. I love when he bought. I was like, oh, dude, Matt's the man.
Well, you win, I win type of, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm
I
happy
didn't
for
lose
you.
anything when he bought that car.
Right.
So I'm nothing but happy for him. And he's sitting in the car, and we're eating food, and he's like, hey, I think he knew that I wouldn't care. And he's like, hey, do I know what I made? And I was like, yeah.
Well, him saying that.
Heck yeah,
That's
dude.
got to like spark like a,
I was like, yes.
start thinking about it. Yeah.
Because I don't know why I'd never thought about it. I didn't know.
What did even cross your mind?
Yeah, I wasn't told to care about it. So I guess I didn't care about it, what closers made. And he's like, yeah, you want to know? It's like, yes.
Show me.
And then he pulls up his Gmail, because Every will just send you a direct deposit thing. And yeah, you can swipe on Gmail. Like, you can go through the emails like this.
2,
Yeah. He starts at the first week of the month, and he goes 11K, 10K, 13K, 12K.
And you're, yeah.
Something like that. I mean, it was probably 45 grand in 30 days.
So you're talking like basically a year of Home Depot.
No, 4 years.
That's what but each swipe.
Oh,
right?
yes. A week, a year.
A year of Jake. A year of Jake.
Year of my life,
Jake.
year of my life, year of my life, year of my life.
4 years in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Just flash.
Yep.
In front of your face.
I had an existential crisis in his car. Existential crisis.
Well, at this point, you have a relationship with him where he can, because like you said at the beginning, it's $3,000. It's real. It's relatable. Like, it's not that far out of the book. And so when he throws up 10, talking 3x.
But then I immediately think, oh.
But you could do that.
But I was just doing what Matt was doing. And now I can do what Matt is now doing.
In weeks.
A month. Yeah, I was a month behind the lag.
Right.
So that next month, it was that moment that I was like, this is something I could do for a long time.
Yeah.
I could do this for a while. That sounds good. I mean, how many of my problems get fixed?
Milk. Yeah, exactly.
A lot.
Instantly.
A lot of my problems just fix immediately, by at least the money ones. And yeah, long story short, that was my third month there. I didn't take a break that month until I qualified.
Why would you? Right.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, stop.
Take a hint. Take a hint.
I no one told me to do that. I was just like, I'll make my life hell so that I can do that. And I'm just gonna run elbows out through Times Square, and I'll hit some people. I'll get dinged along the way, but I'm gonna make it.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna make this happen. And yeah, I got 14 sales, qualified, became a closer, memorized the script in a week, and then I closed all my self-gens in a week. So I got to go live, I got them all done in a week. And then my first Saturday, I am stressed out of my mind, because this is my first time
Other people.
closing for other people. And if you're listening to this, I was stressed. I wasn't like super,
I'm him.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
No, I was nervous. I was totally nervous.
Somebody else's
to perform.
Somebody else's paycheck is on you.
Yes. And I felt that. I really did. And I closed every appointment I ran that day. It was a Saturday. I closed 5 appointments for Michael Young. He's a kid I met at BYU. Nice. And it was actually the only 5 sales he ever got.
That's crazy.
He got those first 5 sales. He worked like probably 2-3 weeks with no sales, was going to quit, and then I closed 5 in a row. And then he quit on Monday.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Because he got skin cancer. Or something like that. Sorry, Michael, if you're listening to this and it's not that. But it was a health thing for his skin. He can't knock outside.
Can't be in the
door
sun.
to door. Yeah, he can't do door to door with whatever he got. And but he told me one time, if I remember right, he told me, he's like, yeah, I used that money for my first bit of treatment.
Like to help out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's a big fan of performance even to this day. He swipes up on my stories and stuff.
I love that.
But then it was off to the races. I fell in love from that moment. 3 months after that, I would open Phoenix with the market owner. I would move as a closer. That was it.
There you go. Rest is history.
The rest is history.
There you go.
I would go to 4 golden doors, and 2 years after that, 3 years after that, meet you.
It's been a minute.
Yep. So yeah, I did a lot of stuff. We'll probably go over that on a different time. Yeah. We don't have to do everything in one episode. But thank you, Kris. Happy to have you.
Always fun.
This is a No Plan B podcast. Now you kind of know why I don't have a plan B. Jobs saved my life. Sales saved my life. It can save your life. Kris is pretty approachable. I try to be. I try to be a nice guy, a good guy. And if you are trying to do sales, get into it, reach out. I've literally answered every time someone asks me. Yeah. Like every time I get DM'd, I answer. So every person. Well, I'm not that popular.
Sure. Well, it's more of we care.
I do.
And like you said, there's enough to go around, and like you mentioned, you get lifted up, and while we do that, we can take other people with us. There's no reason you can't take others.
And I really do feel sympathetic to empathetic to the person. If you right now listening to this are stressed out of your mind,
sure,
lowest of the low, you feel is the lowest of the
You're
low.
Stuck.
I'm not comparing, but I really hope you weren't as low as I was.
Right.
And if you're somewhere near that, I want you to know sales could save your life, because gave me something to do, gave me something to win, get some wins on my back. And when you start getting some wins on your back, you got something to live for again. Makes you feel better about yourself. And now as a leader, I try to take every person that I get like they were me.
Powerful.
A broken me. Like I'm trying to picture like the most broken version of myself, like stumbling into the office that first day. And
what do they need?
They're going to be like, yeah, this guy's going to be one of the most decorated window closers of all time. This is him. This is the guy. No, you're in that room. I walk in, you're going to assume I'm probably last. I was 40 pounds underweight. I had sucking cheeks. I was white, like pasty, because I haven't been outside in ever. So when I take someone in new and receive, I think it's important to kind of act. I remember that often. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Who knows? What if this person's the next GOAT, the next great?
You never know.
You never know. So treat everyone with respect. Come do sales if you want to. Very thank you for watching and listening. And we'll do another one next week.